Alright, today about Pikmin 4. So we talked about Pikmin 4, I think. I don't know how many. But people were talking about how there was no hype for Pikmin 4. And no one was going to buy Pikmin 4. But Pikmin 4 is the best-selling game in the series. We talked about it last night about Pikmin 4. I tried to keep a lot of the substance for this video. But Pikmin 4 posts an out-of-the-world debut, knocking Zelda, of course, from the top spot. But guess what? Pikmin 4 outsold Final Fantasy. Yes, in 1 week. Pikmin 4 outsold one of Japan's biggest IPs. Of course, Pikmin 4 is a Japanese IP, I know, blah, 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 blah. But Pikmin outsold Final Fantasy. Pikmin is no longer a small franchise anymore. Okay? Pikmin 3 did pretty well. Okay? But Pikmin 4 sold a whopping 401,000 copies. I'm surprised Pikmin 3 didn't reach the charts. Okay? I'm surprised, Pikmin 3 didn't, go at number 2. Okay? Or something like that. I think digitally, again, Pikmin 3 did pretty well this week. Same for Pikmin 1 and 2. But Pikmin 4, here's the funny thing. Pikmin 4 outsold all of Final Fantasy 16. Okay? If you want to know, PS5, we all talked about PS5 sales, because of God of War and Hogwarts Legacy sold a lot of copies, sold a lot of consoles. Okay? But Final Fantasy seems to be not be a system seller like Square Enix was hoping for. The fact that Final Fantasy 16 is being outsold by Pikmin, of all IPs, should be concerning for Square Enix. And they're saying, oh, but what about digital copies? I bet even digitally, Pikmin is beating Final Fantasy 16 on its first weekend. Okay? Pikmin is beating Square Enix in Final Fantasy. Okay, people say, but that doesn't matter. It's Final Fantasy. Okay, Final Fantasy is one of the biggest IPs in Japan. Okay. Okay. If you want to know how well Final Fantasy did in Japan, okay, Final Fantasy, used to be one of the biggest IPs in Japan. Okay. Final Fantasy 3 sold 1.4 million copies. Okay. You go all the way to Final Fantasy 7. Okay. What I think was the peak of Final Fantasy, sold 3.4 million copies. With digital, Final Fantasy 16 sold around 1.1 million copies. It's still very good. Okay. I think all things considered, Final Fantasy sold 1.1 million copies with digital copies sold. Okay. But Final Fantasy 8 sold 3.17 million copies. Final Fantasy X sold 3.2 million copies. I think Final Fantasy 16 will end at around 1.3 to 1.4 million copies. I think Pikmin 3 will easily outbeat Final Fantasy. I think Pikmin 4 will sell 1 million copies in Japan alone. If Pikmin 4 does sell 1 million copies in Japan alone, Pikmin 4 is going to sell way more than we think. Okay? People are saying 3 to 4 million copies. I think Pikmin 4, if it sells 1 million copies in Japan alone, I think it will sell 3 million copies in America alone. And probably a couple million in Europe alone. Which means Pikmin 4 will sell 6 million copies. Which means Nintendo's going to instantly probably greenlight Pikmin 5. Okay? They're going to instantly greenlight Pikmin 5. Because you gotta remember, the reason why Pikmin 4 took so long to make was because of how poor Pikmin games are sold compared to other Nintendo IPs. I think because of Pikmin 3 selling well on the Switch, Nintendo said, okay, Pikmin 3 is selling better than Pikmin 1 and 2, so let's finally put out Pikmin 4. Let's finally complete this game. Okay, that Miyamoto wanted to complete. Okay, guess what? Nintendo did it. They did a big gamble with a small IP. Okay, and guess what? And the Pikmin is on par with Fire Emblem and Xenoblade for being revived dead IPs. Okay, Pikmin is outselling Xenoblade 3 and Fire Emblem. Okay, these are IPs that Nintendo had no confidence in, but decided to give another chance. Okay, Xenoblade 2 outsold Xenoblade 1. Okay, Xenoblade 1 on the Switch sold pretty well. Because they said, okay, let's re-release Xenoblade 1 on the Switch. Okay, after the failure of Xenoblade X. Okay, and everyone was scared that Xenoblade would become an IP similar to Pikmin. Okay, an IP that people loved. But because they released it at terrible times, or didn't really market the games, they did horribly. But it seems that all Pikmin, okay, is selling pretty well. Everyone's talking about Pikmin. Okay, and I know most of it says Game Explained, but Pikmin 4 has been a big success, all things considered. There, okay. Let's see what the fan base, what people say about Pikmin 4. The average user score for Pikmin 4 is 9.3 out of 10. Okay. And I am a long-time fan. I played the game on the GameCube when I was a kid. Okay. I still have the games on the GameCube. Okay. Okay, if you never played a Pikmin game, I highly recommend yourself Pikmin 4. It is beginner friendly. Pikmin 4 is a beginner friendly game. It is a game, yes. They decided, you know what, let's make the game beginner friendly, okay? Because honestly, most people who played Pikmin 4 have not played the first 3 Pikmin games. So the game, Pikmin 4, is designed to be beginner friendly. It's designed to be, friendly to new fans, okay? Of Pikmin, okay? Yeah, okay. We also have Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch, so if you want to have the more harder experience of Pikmin, let's play the first 2 games, okay? You can really play both of the games on the Switch. Okay. Yeah. 8.6 for Pikmin 1. I don't know why Pikmin 1 2 have bad reviews by the critics. Oh, here's Pikmin 1 2. Okay. Yeah. But this is Pikmin 1. Average review score is, user score is 8.7. Okay. Again, Pikmin 4 doesn't have Pikmin 1 2 don't have any reviews as Pikmin 4. Obviously, you can tell which game is selling more. Which game has more copies being sold. Okay. And yes, technically Pikmin 4 is being released at the end of the Switch's lifespan. But again, that stuff doesn't matter because Tears of the Kingdom broke records for a Zelda game. Okay? I think Nintendo's next console is going to sell really, really well. I think if they promote games like Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom, if the console is really, really coming out in early 2024, okay, Nintendo should promote Pikmin 4. You know, backwards compatible. Which I think the next Nintendo Switch will be backwards compatible with the Switch. Okay, I think that Pikmin 4 will definitely be a game they'll be promoting. Same thing with Tears of the Kingdom. Same thing with Mario Wonder. So I think we'll also sell Wonders, pun intended, and Mario RPG as they're gonna promote all of them, and also the new WarioWare game as well. Okay, to promote all the stuff they were releasing this year. Okay. It seems that this year is a celebration of Nintendo as a whole. Okay. You know, Pikmin, most people are like, oh, no one's going to be buying Pikmin. No one buys Pikmin. Why are you making another Pikmin game? Oh, wait. The game sold 500,000 copies in Japan alone. Okay. People say, oh, no, it only sold 4. No, that's in physical only. It sold more than 500,000 copies. I think it sold 800 to 900,000 copies in its first week. I want to see how well Pikmin 4 did, because I don't know if we have any digital sales yet for it yet. Do we have it? You know? Yeah. Yeah, but it is selling pretty well in Japan. UK is selling among the last games. Again, Pikmin sells more in other countries. Okay. You know? I think Pikmin 4 is Pikmin's breakthrough moment. I think it is. Okay. Yeah. And it shows when you have an IP that historically has not sold well, and you still have confidence in that IP being a success. Okay. It really shows, like we talked about with the movies earlier, with Megan and and how Illumination's able to crank out all these successful stuff. Because a lot of people don't want to play Pikmin simply because they think it's difficult. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but in Japan, they don't have any sales of digital. But let's just assume the game sold around 200,000 digital. So the game sold 700,000 on once. Okay? Because people do buy games digitally. Okay? But it's just so funny that Pikmin got beaten. Beats Final Fantasy. Beats Final Fantasy. Okay? And even in America, Pikmin is selling well. Pikmin 4 sold out in Target. Okay? It dethroned Final Fantasy. Okay, Nintendo is the dominant company in Japan now. Okay. And also, we can look at the UK sales for indicators. And guess what? Okay. Here we go. Pikmin 4 UK sales. Managed to surpass its launch sales of Pikmin 3 Deluxe on Switch by a whopping 45%. So again, we don't have such like easy charts to tell us how much copies Pikmin sold. Okay. But Nintendo does reveal sales, total sales for the games. Okay. But if the game is selling 45%, and Pikmin 3 sold 2.20 million copies. So this is the sale. This is right sales for Pikmin 4. So even a jump from 4 million copies being sold is an 81% jump from entry. Okay. But the game does sell 45% higher than Pikmin 3. That's on 46%. You're looking at an increase of 50%, around 50%. Okay. If the game sells 1.1 million copies more than Pikmin 3 Deluxe, okay. And of course, Pikmin 4 is being released during the summer. Pikmin 3 Deluxe was released during the holidays. Okay. I've been looking at by even higher sales. Let's say the game does sell 6 million copies. Okay. That's a 172% increase from the last entry. Okay. Because Pikmin 3 Deluxe, let's just use Pikmin 3 Deluxe sales here. Pikmin 3 Deluxe compared to Pikmin 4 in Japan is 143% increase from entry to entry. There's not even including digital sales, even. There's only physical copies sold. But it seems that Pikmin Sweep is an actual thing. Pikmin is now officially a bigger IP. It's on par with IPs like Kirby. Pikmin will never be as big as Mario. But if Pikmin can be on par with stuff like Fire Emblem and Kirby, I think we'll all be happy knowing that Pikmin will continue as a series. I think because of Pikmin 4's success, we're going to be seeing more Pikmin games. And Pikmin will not be gone like Chibi Robo and other Nintendo forgotten IPs. It really shows. It really shows when a company has faith in the IP and product. Most of the time, the IP will sell. The product will sell. It showed Miyamoto literally had confidence that Pikmin 4 will sell for more beginner-friendly people. And of course, on a console that sold as well as the Switch, Pikmin will finally have its stamp among Nintendo's IPs. Okay, I think Pikmin can officially be a Nintendo mainstay IP at this point because of how well Pikmin 4 sold. And I think Nintendo will make more Pikmin games. And the Pikmin fan base will grow exponentially by entry. Okay, Pikmin already had a fan base before Pikmin 4, but it was not a pretty big one. Okay, not many people knew what Pikmin is. But Pikmin 4 has sold a lot of copies. Okay, it will probably sell millions of copies. Okay, finally, after all these years, Pikmin is going to sell well. Okay, and I bet Pikmin 1 and 2 are selling well on the Switch. Okay, won't sell as well as Pikmin 4, but I think that with digital copies, it sold around 600,000 in its first week. Okay, so it seems that Nintendo Pikmin is an IP. I think even in Nintendo's darkest time, as IP Nintendo is worth having. Pikmin 3 also sold 1 million copies on the Wii U, as the Wii U failed. Okay, and that's it about this video here. Goodbye.